Alright, so we're leading into round 6 of the league now. We're going to be going against the Kilika Beasts. Doing fairly well here, and we're definitely going well with experience. A lot of our players are in the 60s and 70s. Mifurey is level 87 now. Like, that's insane. It's very good. So it means that we might be able to pull Nimruk out of the goal and actually bring him onto the field, which is going to mean a lot hairier situations, but it's going to be good overall, I feel. Looks like Vorja. It's kind of impressive Vorja's still on the Kilika Beasts after all this time, but he is one of the best players. Consider replacing Navguado with him as well, but I do like Navguado. It's kind of, honestly, it's somewhat a sentimental thing. Navguado was my first, like, main Blitzball player I ever really signed, and he was so fast and so good, and I was like, oh, this guy's great. So I keep him on most of my teams. I mean, I do feel like he is a good player, though. But I also feel like Vorja could be a good player, too. It really depends on how you use your players. I mean, up to a certain point. Some of them are just like, why did you get that player? It was a stupid decision. But not all of them. The only players I can think of is Luka Goers. Any Luka Goer, you should never have on your team. Like, they are literally the worst. So that's the power of nap tackles right here. We're able to take him out. This might get hairy. Very, very hairy. Probably should have only broken 2 of them. Yeah, it was a mistake to do 3. Well, I guess not. Now I think about it, look at that. He dodged all 3 of them. That's why I kind of feel like tackle slip should maybe be a little bit banned or less OP, because that's a very impressive thing to do. You just nullified 3 defenders and just, it's like, well, you don't really need someone that powerful, do you? Alright, so it looks like we're going to do 2 defenders this time, but they're not too serious. And freaking Larva is on a roll. Look at all those tackle slips he's doing. Again, 5 people already, or 5 times at least, already blocked people. So now it's going to be Titus's turn to shoot a goal. And this is really just ensuring we keep up on those top scores. We've pretty much already won, I believe. If we don't score at all the rest of the league, we've still got it. And it's still kind of cool to kind of ensure your place. And you see Navguado there just jumping into that encounter and taking out Vorja. So he's a pretty good midfielder. The only weakness I feel he does have is that his tackle, like, it just barely takes out Vorja, and a lot of the midfielders won't take him out at all. For example, if they had Mifurey as their midfielder, they would completely decimate us. In my opinion, at least. There wouldn't be a way to take her out. She's just way too good. That's also why I have her on my team. Alright. Seriously, the power of nap tackle, guys. The power of nap tackle. So Eager has volley shot 3, but like last time, I don't think we're going to be able to actually use it. I'm feeling very iffy on it. The volley shots, honestly, I might not learn just because they're pretty difficult to learn. It's going to be a challenge, and it's going to be a lot of drawing technique for something I'm really going to use. So it might just be something that I don't get. Arguably, another way to get them would be through league and tournament matches, but it really depends on how far I go with this team. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. When I say perfect team, it doesn't mean I have every technique. I just have the techniques I'll actually use. It's all that really matters. That's honestly why I'm using Tech Find on Nimrok, though, because he doesn't have those anti-venom, anti-nap techniques. And we need to give him those, because if he doesn't have them, then he's not going to be the best goalie he can be. In my opinion, personally, the best goalie is, I mean, it's always the same techniques. Grip gloves, super goalie, anti-nap, wither, and venom. That's all that you really need. Any goalie that has anything different than that is probably not the smartest goalie. I mean, granted, you could have a good morning if you're kind of a risk taker, but anti-nap should prevent any good morning being necessary. And Nimrok's got high enough catch that he's not going to be stopped by many people. So yeah, again, a very successful game, I feel. I already scored 4 times on him, and now I can get some experience from Mifurey to actually put her in the goal and get Nimrok out and get some of his experience. It's going to also be kind of interesting, the difficulty it'll give us. It's not going to be easy with Mifurey in the goal. Granted, she's going to pretty much have the same catch that Nimrok has right now because he's got high risk on, but still. And that's halftime. Should have gotten a decent chunk of experience there. Looks like she just hit 57.33, it looks like. There it is. So yeah, in general, she needs 127 to progress. But she went up in speed, endurance, attack, block, all good stuff. And attack and block, that's very good for him. He needs that up. I'm very happy with this so far. So now the thing is there any techniques we can actually learn from them? I'm not seeing much. Oh, there's a sphere shot. It's pretty scarce when it comes to techniques now. Obviously, we'll just tag Yamaguara for no reason. Looks like Vorage is starting with that ball. Bad thing for him is that his attack went up, so looks like we're gonna have a little bit of an advantage here. I believe now I've actually got Nat Pass or Nat Pass. I've got Nat Pass on like every single one of my players. It's really good, and that's definitely the technique you want in my opinion. Just because Nat Pass is just okay. I'll rephrase it. How it feels to me. If you get a pass above someone, the effect works, right? That's good. Arguably with Wither Tackle, if you have someone with a low attack power that never takes the ball away from people, Wither Tackle is a great alternative. If you have a Nat Pass, it's going to have to get through no matter what kind of technique it is because it's a pass. Therefore, it's best to put a Nat Pass there because that's going to be the most devastating ability. That is assuming... You could argue with a speedy team, you do a lot more field work with actually swimming around, so it might not work that well for a speedy team. But for every other team, it should work great. And even for a speedy team, it should work great. Look at this. I already got 3 or 4 of their players. 3 over here. Oh, he's getting a nice shot of Eager's crotch, apparently. But very good. Yeah. And again, I would like to stress about the perfect Blitzball team. That was a mess up, but it's about what the perfect team is stat-wise with what I'm doing. Later on in the game, stats don't really matter that much in Blitzball. Like, just do whatever players you actually enjoy playing with. Because, in all honesty, I've never played with this team that I'm playing with right now. I've only got all these players because they're the best people with the best stats. In reality, I'd probably drop Mifurey and Rope for different defenders. Maybe keep Warbite. Like, it's about having fun, and I think that if you have the best team, it makes it somewhat easy, which might be what you're looking for. It might not be, but the challenge is some of the fun in a lot of these games. And I might not have Novguado. I generally have Novguado in my teams, but I'd like to maybe switch it up. It might actually be a good, fun thing to make the worst Blitzball team ever. That'd be actually pretty fun because it'd be so hard to win with. The only thing is, all I would feel the worst Blitzball team would be is just all Luka goers, because they really are the worst Blitzball team, even like mid to late, and I mean mid like level 30. Like, they're pretty bad. I mean, they're not the worst at level 30, but they're definitely they start their road to terribleness. And I love when you release them. They go like, Vixen's like, I made the Luka goers what I did. Like, I made the Luka goers think about that and all that stuff. I actually went on the Final Fantasy wiki and started quoting them, releasing characters and then quoting them on the wiki, because I think it's kind of cool to have those. Like, once releasing contract, Novguado says, herpa derpa derpa, I'm cool, or something. Alright, looks like we're running low on HP here. That's okay though. I mean, we don't really need it. The only negative is once it gets to a certain point, we'll start having our techniques, as I'm sure you've already seen before. You know, look at that. He's already down to 30 pass instead of 60. And if you had high risk, that would be even more devastating because it would have the high risk. The one thing I wish it did, I wish there was it was a harsher sentence run at HP though, like where your speed gets halved and everything gets halved, not just offensive stats. That would definitely make sure you don't rely on one person. Honestly, that would probably hurt the player the most because the AI never generally runs out of HP. But anyways, I think that'll probably, yeah, that's it for this game. We did get a good chunk of experience there, so that's always good. And we definitely didn't get any level ups, because remember, Mifurey needs 130 experience. Now she needs 59, but either way. Vixen's back on the Guado Glories. It's a bad decision. We're still 17 goals. As always though, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a great day.